Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 hacks to getting your body up and going before 6 a.m. This is a challenge that I think a lot of people do struggle, especially if you're more of a night owl person, which I am as well. Something that has been a challenge for me, which I really kind of want to go over what I've been doing currently as far as getting up early in the morning. So I'm going to go over 5 different hacks that have really helped me as I've been doing a lot of these challenges of getting up early before 6 a.m., even over the weekend, which is something I just typically never, ever do. So let's kind of dive in as far as the big ones that I've found that have been beneficial. The very first one that I think that has been really helpful is putting your alarm clock on the other side of the room. So most of us, use our cell phone for our alarm. So before you go to bed, just have it on the other side of the room. I think this has made a big difference for me because I noticed when I first kind of noticed this made a difference is when my son would get up early in the morning and maybe be crying or needed water or something like that. I would get up and it would probably be like about 5:30 or something like that. I would go and, help him out and deal with what he needed help with. And then I would try to go back to bed, but I was already up and I was like, all right. So then I'm like, maybe I just need to get up, because what would happen as I'm doing this challenge of trying to get up before 6 o'clock every day, I would sit in my bed and I'd be on my phone, and usually I'd read. Usually I read my scriptures, I read, different things just to kind of get me up. And that is another hack that I think it's important, is to expose yourself to light. It's better if you could do natural light. Now here in the Northwest, it's really dark still before 6 o'clock. In the summer months, it's obviously the lights out, but exposing yourself to natural light can make a big difference of helping you wake up. And Amazon certainly has those, or other places where you could buy a natural light lamp, and turning that on right away and being exposed to that can really help you wake up initially. And that's another hack that I think that can make a big difference. The other thing that I think can be really helpful as far as helping you get up in the morning before 6 or before 5, whatever that might be, that taking a shower early in the morning. So I notice when I would take a shower early in the morning versus when I would take it at night, because typically I would take showers at night at the end of the day. But when I started changing it to where I would take it early in the morning, I was definitely more awake and more alert and be able to get my day going, get it started. So when I would do that, it made a big difference of helping me be more focused and productive and just waking me up, because again, I just feel really groggy and just not ready to doing things. The other hack that I would say that has been a huge difference for me is hack number 4, is exercise first thing in the morning. Typically when I exercise, it's usually midday when I will exercise. And when I would do that, sure, it'd help me get ready, be more alert the rest of the day. But I started kind of shifting and doing my runs first thing in the morning. And that really just helped me just be more awake, because what's happening is you're having more blood and circulation going throughout the body, but also to the brain to be more focused and productive. And so that's something that I found that was really helpful by doing that, is by doing my exercise routine more early in the morning to get me to wake up before starting the day. And the 5th thing that you probably have not heard of, this is something that I think a lot of people have not heard of using, is most people, if you are just not a morning person, you're really groggy and you're really tired, chances are your cortisol levels, which cortisol is something our adrenals release. Okay, so our adrenals release cortisol. It's what gets us up in the morning. It is a hormone that is an energy that gets us up. And you want highest in the morning, right when you wake up. And if you are not feeling that energy and energized just to get up and ready for the day, then there's chances are your cortisol levels are probably low, and you need support on supporting your cortisol levels. Now, how do you support this? So a lot of times what I do with my patients, and now what I do currently for myself, because I even did run some testing to kind of see where my cortisol levels readings were, and you do this through a saliva test. That's the best way to measure cortisol levels, is you do 4 readings when you first wake up, in the midday, before lunch, and then before dinner, and I think the 4th one is before bed. So that way you're kind of seeing, okay, where are the imbalances going on here in your cortisol? And when I did the testing, I noticed that my cortisol levels were really low in the morning and also midday. I'm like, all right, need some adrenal support. So usually what you could do is things such as things that have like adrenal bovine in it. So adrenal desiccated by standard process is what I like using. There's also adrenal support by Vital Nutrients. There's a lot of different adrenal supports, as long as it has like adrenal bovine in it. And essentially that's just straight up adrenals that can help support the adrenals and helping you get up in the morning. Now there's also herbal combinations that you can use, such as like ashwagandha can be helpful, but I would use that more later in the day, because ashwagandha, it can support cortisol. It's more of a cortisol manager versus increasing cortisol levels. It's helping more managing stress, I would say. But there's definitely other herbal combinations that you can use that can stimulate your cortisol levels if you don't want to use the adrenal bovine. But those are definitely the 5 hacks as far as when it comes to really waking up early. And, you might be in a situation where it's like, get up early, or I try to get up early and I just am not focused throughout the day. And I have a challenge with that. So if you are looking for further guidance, what I do have is a free guide that you can download in the description below. And it basically goes over what labs you should be running if you have a focus problem, what labs that most of your doctors probably don't run to be able to check, and also what supplements to implement, as well as what foods to implement, what foods to avoid to have a more focused and optimal mind. And that is in the description below that you can check out. And this is Dr. LeGrand signing out. See you guys next time. Bye.